money mistakes. You've seen other people's failure, or OPF. You've seen other people's failure. What is yours? How do you overcome financial failures? It is very important for you and I to be able to really break forth and do well. So we're just gonna go straight, and I want them to upload the financial pitfalls. And with financial pitfalls, we start straight away. Number one, not being strategic. In business and with your finance, you've got to learn to be strategic. Remember all the teachings we've done in the past. Even when you collect your salary, the first thing you are doing is paying bills. You are not strategic. You will just work and work all of your life with nothing to show. You need to be strategic. And by being strategic, we are saying, whereas some business start with nothing in the hope of building up, others start with investment and hope to keep it going. So when you start a business, don't see a business as a place to draw money for food. You need to be strategic. You need to think of building it up. You need to think 10 years, 20 years. And you need to have investment and keeping it alive in your mind. Number two, I don't want to stay too long on some of them. Underestimating the initial cost of startup is the reason why some businesses fail. Some will just jump and say, I want to start. And they don't get good counsel. They sometimes will put too much money in one area. Some start a business. They either rent an office that is too expensive, and it is costing them, it is stretching them. Some, they hire too many staff. I remember a friend of mine having had a banking background and actually being the CEO of a bank. She was also the boss of one of my sons. She doesn't know how to start small. I need to hire a COO, this OO3. I mean, by the time she's just taking up, she hires 7 people, 8 people, rents an office that is so massive, and all you want to do is run a kind of financial institution that gives micro loans. 7 months, 8 months, the people to even give them the chance to make the loans available were not yet available. And so she kept losing money. So starting and underestimating the initial cost and also starting too big became a major problem. When you want to start a business, start shoestring. 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 Even you, the owner of the business, where possible, if you have other source to, other means to take care of your bills, do that, and not begin to, we'll see it later, one of the points, not begin to eat or kill the goose that laid the golden egg. Number 3, underestimating ongoing costs. Business will give you the impression that your costs are so and so, but there will be ongoing costs like advertising, the cost of being in the digital space, the cost of running your office, even the staff you hire. If a staff, I was telling some people on Sunday, your staff are more than the salary you pay them. In employment, any staff you hire, you must unless they work remotely. If they don't work remotely, it is actually staff salary plus 22%. Staff salary plus 22%. Where is the staff 22% coming from? The light they switch on and off in your office, the carpet they drag their feet on, the bathroom they go to flush. You pay for water, you pay for light. You can't tell your staff, okay, I know you work for me, you have to come and contribute to pay electricity. No. So these are extra costs. Therefore, underestimating ongoing costs is the reason some businesses don't do well, and it's a mistake they have made. Number 4, setting the wrong prices. You can either underprice or overprice. Your price can determine if your business does well or not. Your price can determine if your business does well or not. If you overprice, you lock out customers. If you underprice, you shoot yourself in the foot. So the best thing may be to do a market survey, see what edge you bring to the market, see what value you bring. Sometimes you can be on the edge when it comes to pricing. We had to put our foot down, put our teeth to the wood in determining the price of our land in Macarius luxury place, because it was more like what you could call the Lagos of the future, Lagos, Nigeria of the future. Everybody selling land in the area were putting very low amount. We were coming with an estate that's going to be a luxury estate, also a functional estate where infrastructure is in place. And in Africa, they will sell land to you, no infrastructure. You are the one. I remember the first home we built temporarily, well, not temporarily, we stayed there for long, from 2005 to 2018. That's not temporary. That's like 13 years. Even though it was in the middle of the city, the electrical cables had not reached where the land was, where we were going to build. We had to pay for electric poles to bring power to our house. Jeez. But in Macarius, you just buy your plot. The power is at the entrance to your house, so you now do your own cabling for your building. We don't do that for you. We don't pay for your, and then we brought water to your door. You now have to do the piping of your house if you built yourself, if you bought a plot. This is not common. We did all the roads. So our price cannot be like everyone else. On top of it, we also were making sure all documentations were okay, so you didn't have to be harassed. Therefore, the price was different. It determined, and so we had to find a way to let people know we are not selling land, we're selling value. We're selling value, we're selling the future, we're selling a concept. And funny enough, we found the people who recognized the value. 90% of Macarius was bought by diasporians, people abroad, not in the country. Because those ones could see that we're trying to make available what they have experienced where they live. Not that alone, I put my face to the video, and many of them had not seen me in that sphere before. And yet for the first time they see me marketing it myself. So setting the price, you could do it wrong by underpricing, and then later you find that there were contingencies you did not consider. That's why in even the Bible, Jesus, what area can you not see him? If you look at him like a businessman, he spoke like one. He said, who is he who wants to build a house and will not first sit down and count the cost? There are people who have produced things and they have undersold. It's like another business area, publishing. I used to self-publish. But before I self-published, and I used to also be the biggest book distributor, Christian book distributor in West Africa at some point. So during that period, we learned from other publishing houses how to put price on a book. You want to sell a book, let's say five. Let me tell you the book secret today. Let me tell you the book secret today, because some people don't know why. Sometimes I'm able to give crazy discounts. There's none of my book nearby. I think they are behind the curtain that is behind me. I wish I could just see one of my books. It's a huge library with like 10,000 books. So I can't, my housekeeper just dumps the books anywhere. We have not properly arranged according to title. And okay, so let me just use somebody else's book. Say, for example, that this book is what I'm about to publish. And it's written by Pastor Matthew. And it's, how many pages is this one? This is 162 pages. What kind of paper? This is between 80 and 95 GSM. You say, what is a GSM? That's part of what you should learn, not just say I'm publishing a book. GSM determines the quality of paper. Some people print, they negotiate with a publishing house, and they did not know that the publishing house was giving them ridiculous price because the publishing house is planning to use newsprint. What is newsprint? Have you ever bought newspapers before? The quality of newspaper is not as thick and nice and clean and lovely as 90 GSM, 110 GSM. Newsprint is 60, 65 GSM. In fact, you buy the book and you're feeling like, I'm holding a book, great cover, inferior paper inside. So why would you write something that is your dream, your great life, and use inferior paper? I've seen a book with a poorer GSM. Let me use that. Okay, even you too will see. Now this is 60 GSM book. You can see it is already turning brown. Already turning brown. I don't know if it's deliberate, because this particular author, he loves to write on attacking demons. I'm not going to tell you his name. He loves writing on attacking demons. So when you use newsprint, it turns brown. Many of you have seen books like this, of course, that quickly turned brown. It's the GSM. Now, this one is still as white as possible, and also tells the person who is buying that you know what you are doing. Of course, that's different from Bible. You'd find that Bible is finer, but it's not newsprint. We have another name for that. It's something like India print or something. So these are the things that determine cost. So when you want to publish a book, the volume determines the cost. And in order for you to be able to make your return, let me shock you. If you printed between 5,000 and 10,000 books, and the book is £10 to sell, you are required to ensure you did not pay more than £1 to print. Your book must only cost you 10%. Of course, if you print lesser, you pay so much. And that's why people should not publish early. Because if you don't have distribution network, you have a problem. You have books in your store and have no place to take them. So that's a picture to you there. A picture to you there that you must have a method for knowing the price. Number 4, setting the wrong prices. Number 5, no contingency plan. All businesses can face challenges. What is your contingency plan? What is your plan for extra fund? What is your plan for coming out of issues? What is your plan if a marketing pitch did not go well? So you've got to have a clear plan. Number 6, guessing at monthly cost. You can't keep guessing in business. You must know what you're doing. You must know how much a thing will cost you and how much to run a part of the business. You can't be guessing. You need to sit down, budget the monthly cost of your company. And budgeting is a discipline required. It's very tough. It's really very tough. And particularly if you want to do it for your family, you need to sit down. You can't just buy every time you want to buy something. You're so interested. It's the latest shoe, it's the latest this, it's the latest that. You need to sit down and budget. Guessing at monthly cost of your company is a disaster, because also sales are at different times, upper, low, and high, and low and high, but there are steady costs. You've got to know your steady costs and how to meet them, or else you will work yourself into trouble. Number 7, refusing to open up to financial education. Well, you have opened. That's the reason you're here. There are many people out there who are making disastrous financial decisions with their salary, with their businesses, with their income, and they're wondering why their life is just stressed, because they also don't want financial education. They think it's costly, but then they don't know that the mistakes are costlier. They think it's costly, but the mistakes are costlier. For example, if you tell them multi-stream business, some of them they couldn't be bothered, and they waste the hours. Then they feel stressed when they receive their income and the money is gone. So refusing to open to financial education is, I guess, one of the biggest mistakes in wealth creation. It's one of the biggest mistakes in managing finance. And financial education, you see later, we said you cannot graduate. You keep learning every day. Sometimes you will even think you've known enough, then suddenly you learn something. In preparing this teaching, in fact, I knew something of an area of my business, but I had not crystallized it. In fact, I've just heard of a course one can take, and I think I might take that course.